Disregard that chat. I am not doing Blender. I am in Clip Studio drawing comics. I don't know why it says that, because I updated it. But I'm learning to use Restream, so there you go. Hello everybody, more drawing. Gotta get my music going. There we go. Hope that's not too loud. All right. Hey, what's up, Nadius? Mid-afternoon for you, huh? By the way, I'm using a whole new setup. If my music's too loud or you can't hear me talking, let me know. 5 p.m., yep. Hey, by the way, if you still want to do a stream this weekend, I'm down, but I kind of got to play it by ear a little bit. Okay, cool. I thought it might be a little high. I'm gonna turn the music down a teeny bit. There we go. Yeah, I am going out of town Friday and Saturday, so I might not be back till Sunday morning, and I might try to do it that day. If I get home early enough. I'm kind of playing it by ear because I'm just going up to hang out with my wife up in the Bay Area for a couple days. But like I was saying, she's a flight attendant, so we can kind of just wing it on the tickets for when to come back. So, but preferably I'll be back Sunday early afternoon and do some drawing. And if I do some drawing, then do some streaming. Tough angle to get. Okay, so Sunday might work anyway then. Yeah, as soon as I know when I'm coming back, I'll shoot you a message. I'm gonna be back in time. So yeah, got doing the next page of the car chase here. The dude all freaked out and being chased. Turn off the roughs. There we go. In his 77 Chevelle being chased. Right there. Special place in my heart for the 77 Chevelle. Red hot rod car. My dad and I used to have one and work on it together when I was a teenager. There we go. Oh, nice. Yeah, it is. I cheated. I used a 3D model. But I didn't just put the 3D model in. I just used it as a underline. Well, you can kind of see here too. I have it here. Same model. Right here. Right there. You can kind of see it light. That's actually what I'm going to work on now. I'm going to do the inks on it. But yeah, I'll freehand over it and dirty it up, because I don't want it to look too rigid and boring like a 3D model. Yeah, I did the same with the other one because I wanted it to be a big Escalade SUV and chasing the Chevelle. Maybe it's not a good homage because the Chevelle gets destroyed in the first few pages. But hey, it sets off the whole story. Yeah, I hate when people just blatantly use 3D models in their scenes, especially for buildings and cars, so I don't want it to look... But I do like really accurate car details like Sean Gordon Murphy does. He definitely freehand draws his, though. He's so good, but I'm trying to find some middle ground like that. Oh yeah, he's the... I definitely reference him a lot. I actually kind of invoked him here, like on this shot, this first city scene here. I had to fill it all in with the trees and details and other cars and stuff like that, and I didn't want to like spend forever just ruling it perfectly like the buildings were. They looked very stiff, so all I did was I hand drew a perspective grid in there for a single point vanishing line, and then I just hand drew it all and just eyeballed it, and it makes it look a lot more natural and better. I should have done it with this panel too, but from now on I'm just gonna do that because it just looks better. That's how he does all his, just freehand perspective grids and just freehands on top of it. It just looks so good. I mean, he's obviously a master at it too. But, like, have you seen his, yeah. Have you seen, I mean, obviously you've probably seen his Beta Ray Bill. That has some of the most insane environments in it. And he freehanded all of that. Just hand drew the perspective, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. But yeah, he's definitely a big influence for this whole thing because he got his start doing Space Mullet, and he was just putting it up for free. I think we were talking about this on our stream, but yeah, he was just putting it up for free on his website, working on a page or two a week after work, and I just put it out there for free, and it kind of took off. So it's kind of what I want to do with this. Then I'll figure out later what I want to do with it. I want something more serious, show it to people. But yeah, just put it all out there for free for now. If it never makes any money, hopefully it'll lead to some cooler projects down the road. That's kind of the main goal. Not for this to be a big gangbuster, but to lead to cooler work afterwards. Oh, first thing you read about him? Yeah. Yeah, God, he's such a master. I think we talked about, you watch his Friday with D-Dubs, you can see him bang out a whole page sometimes in there. He's working on it. I kind of want to get, if you do watch his Friday with D-Dubs, he uses this little, oh yeah, Global Comics I have to check out. Is that a place? I checked it out a while ago. I thought Global Comics was kind of more of just a digital place to put your whole comic, not... Like, I'm looking for something kind of in between, sort of like Webtoons, where you can just post up pages on a schedule or something, and people can read each page like Webtoons does it, but I don't really want to do the Webtoons, because I don't want to go through that whole process of getting accepted. I just want to put it up. But yeah, I thought Global Comics was to like just put an entire issue up and have it available once it's done. But you know, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Okay. But does it have a thing to just post one page at a time, or is it just full issues, even without a schedule? I mean, I could make my own site, but I wouldn't mind having something where you could have, I don't know, someone will do all the website work for me. Yeah, I'll have to check it out again. I only checked it out briefly before I launched into this endeavor. And now I'm kind of like, I don't really care until I finish it anyway, because it's irrelevant, so figure that all out then. But I guess if I'm going to post it as I go, I need to figure it out, but no big rush. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to go check it out more than, let's see. Speaking of which, I've got my hand-drawn perspective grid here. I brought in this render of the 3D models and then just figured it out from that. Sticking to it, trying to keep the motion lines going the same way. Dude, Tony, what's up, man? My Blender mate. We learned to Blender together. Same class. Yeah, I don't know why it says that. I'm trying out Restream, but I updated all the Restream to say what I'm doing. But then for some reason, in the chat when I started it, it put that in the chat. There were no. I didn't allow it. Blender Bros, yeah. It's interesting the different directions we took too. Me and cartoons, and you into the toy. Do I have it here? Oh, yeah, there it is. Hang on. Alright, here we go. Check this out. I'm gonna go full screen real quick. Let's see. Or maybe you can see in the corner. This is Tony Moore in my chat. He made this. If it's gonna show up. There we go. Little Hellraiser thing. It won't focus on it, but I might turn off the music if I go to here, but just for a sec. That I kept from when you sent me one to send to my friend. Always have it near me here. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I was lucky and got one of the prototypes, unless you were just doing that as a paper. But yeah, I was pretty stoked when it came and there were two in there, the prototype and then the main one. So yeah, actually, I'll grab one more thing. Not sure if I ever showed this to you, Tony, or if I just talked about it, but let me go full screen again here. My friend who I wanted to... Oh, there we go. So I don't think I have it set up for the other one so well. The image I was showing, that's my friend who I sent the other pinhead guy to. Yeah, does it have sound now though? I think that's delayed now. I'm seeing the text a little bit late, but you should have sound again now. But yeah, I was showing you the lament configuration that my friend made. It's he makes them in his garage. He has a laser cutter. Hopefully you can hear me now. Let's see here. Okay, now you can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he made this for me. It's made out of it's just laser cut for the printing on it. I can't show you the big screen now because my sound will go off again, but yeah, it will he laser cut it on this really cool black wood. Like, it's not painted or anything. It's literally just a straight laser cut on this dark wood. Super cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think you're like a minute or so behind me, I think. So but yeah, so that's who I originally wanted to send that to as like kind of a thank you gift, because he sent it to me for free. I was like, dude, let me pay you, or at least pay you for shipping. He's like, nah, man, just have it. It's cool stuff. You know, so I don't know. I still feel like I owe him years later. It's such a cool thing, but I haven't been able to think of anything cool besides that to give to him. So, but that was pretty perfect. Yeah. He has a whole like kind of business doing it now. Like, he does commissions and stuff. I don't think it's his full-time job or anything, but he does a lot of work with it. A lot of like, him and I used to go to the goth clubs together in high school, or no, after high school, but we were friends in high school. And afterwards we used to go to the goth clubs and run into each other there in Denver. And yeah, we just kind of kept in touch over the years. He still is in Colorado. He's a dad. Or no, he's in Seattle now, I think. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, actually, a friend of mine at work just got a new, I think it's resin. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about 3D printing myself, but he's got the ones that like it prints really tiny details, really nicely, and it doesn't. I don't think it's on one of those stand things. I'm not sure, but it didn't require hardly any cleanup after he printed it, and come on. So he mentioned just last week, like, hey man, you should send me one of your characters to print out. I was like, oh, maybe that'd be cool. That might be a holiday project to get a character prepped for that. Maybe. I do have a character I'd like to do, my big torso guy. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, because you got those really fine details. So yeah, he just got one, and I think it can print up to like 1.5 feet tall. Pretty big for, you know, a little home printer. So. Cool, man. Yeah, good to chat with you. Thanks for hopping in. Enjoy more of the Blender world. I'll have to send you, I'll DM you a project I recently did for someone that was pretty cool. All Blender. Trying to get more freelance Blender gigs going. It's fun. But have a good night, man. Catch you later. Sometimes, yeah. I have some, I just didn't want to do this whole project as I get used to inking again manually, so I'm kind of rusty with it. And I didn't want to take a bunch of time to warm up before I get started. It's just another excuse or hold up to get started, and I needed to get started on this ASAP and no wasting time. So I was like, I'm just diving in digital. No more excuses to not start. So, but sometimes when I warm up or I'm just sketching, I'll sketch manually in a sketch pad and stuff to try to get my chops up, because I want to eventually do it all manual. Plus, do commissions and things like that, or if anybody ever wanted some art. It feels weird to do a commission for digital art. It's like, here's a JPEG of what you requested. You can't frame it or anything. It's like an NFT or something. Yeah, actually, I want to, not the whole book, but there is a piece I want to do a piece to send to Chuck. We were chatting offline. So I gotta pencil some, but I just have to actually pencil something. I just been distracted with this, and I keep not wanting to take time away from it. Just keep cranking. There we go. Just want to get it like he's speeding away there. So that's working. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm thinking about when I do a piece for Chuck to ink, I might do something like that. Just like pencil in here, but using, the pencil brush like this, Jimmy Reyes's pencil brush. Because he's gonna print it out in Blue Line anyway, so I'm not gonna send him an original page or anything. I mean, I could if he wanted, but I think he prefers to do it just print it out on Blue Line too. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I gotta hit the loop. Oh yeah, the X-Men piece, is that the one, the guy with the palm out, Sentinel? Magic. I like Magic. Check that out for sure. Oh, you had a cable? I gotta go back and check out that cable one. Did I see that? Love cable too. Hmm. Well, you could print it out and do it. Yeah, it sucks to do things twice though. Yeah, my original intention was to do this, like I was saying, in traditional, but yeah, it would slow me down right now. I don't want this to take all year to finish. Hoping it'll be done by spring at the latest. Yeah, it's going to be interesting going through this as I figure stuff out through the whole process. Like, right now, a lot of stuff's pretty detailed, but I have a feeling by the end it's going to be a lot looser. So it'll be interesting to see the progression, but I want to keep it somewhat consistent too. I mean, right now I think it's an okay speed. As long as I don't slow down more, I think I'll be alright, because the speed I'm going now as far as hours I put on it, I would say would probably equal about a page a day if I were working on it full time. Which I think is alright. I wish I could do several pages a day. Then you could actually make a living as a comic artist. Yeah, this is definitely the warm-up piece, the test piece. I think it's gonna well because it's gonna go well because I've over the years tried doing test pages and stuff just to see if I could do it and see if maybe I could keep up with the grind of doing this for a job if I were to ever get a gig doing it, and it never goes well doing sample pages, and I'll spend 6 months just trying to finish a couple sample pages from a script, and whereas this I've already done more in like a couple weeks. You know, so I think my own stuff's the way to go. What's going on here? Okay. Keeps freezing on me. Like auto-saving. But yeah, hopefully I can keep it somewhat consistent. I don't want to end up where, like, I hate myself for doing so much detail by the end, but I also don't want it to be like, well, I started out detailed and by the end it's just like coloring book outlines or something, because I got tired of doing all the detail and it just looks like a completely different artist, so. Yeah, definitely. Undo helps save some time for sure. Plus, I'd probably pencil tighter, whereas here I can kind of just rough it and then ink over the top. I don't know if I'd have that confidence in pencils to do something this tight. Maybe I'll pencil it and have someone else ink it next time. Signs are too thin. Gotta thicken this up. Zoom in too much. Forget to use thick lines. It's definitely one problem with digital. Remember not to zoom in too much. Yeah, I kind of like, when I do traditional, I like kind of a looser style too. Like I'll kind of do it when I go to live drawing sessions or something, and it's probably closer to the approach that Jim Mahfood does. with his inks, and sometimes I'll just go in straight with inks too. And I even have like parallel pens like he uses these things. But it would still need some warm up to start that. That's kind of what I do when I'm practicing. Song sucks. Cruff, what's up, dude? Yeah, are the, well, I guess maybe they're expensive to get in Australia. Because I get them off Amazon and they're like 12 bucks. They're actually not that bad. And I actually refill them myself too. I have a little syringe and I use this carbon black ink, which is great for it. It flows really nicely too. Oh yeah. Here's my syringe, my needle. It's actually a needle I got from someone who takes testosterone shots, but they have, oops, hang on a second. What happened here? Uh-oh. Just lost the outlines to my car. What did I do? Oh, duh. I drew the car's outlines in ink, same layer as the rough sketch. There we go. There we go. Probably not too much. Let's see. We were just talking about Mahfood and parallel pens, which I love. For traditional inking. Trying to make sure I stay on model with this thug. Here's the reference for him. Doing the back of him. Oh, nice. That's right. You're working on your manga. Oh yeah, what's up, Chuck? Dude, Chuck, did you just get up? You're not still up, you just got up, right? Wow, those pens are 50 bucks, Nadius? Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. Import fee, I guess. Nice. Man, I could do a late night stream with you sometime then, but it'll be early morning stream for you. Do you ever make art this early? I guess that's probably when you're most productive, huh? Oh, nice. Oh man, I have to go in about 10 minutes myself because I gotta get to bed sort of early because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is my hell commute, so I have to get up at 7 a.m. and do my hour-and-a-half drive into the office, and then the hour-and-a-half more drive home. Yeah. Whenever I've tried to get started drawing if I'm up early, I always just end up procrastinating and wasting the time. I'm so bad. But at night I can get, or afternoon I can get right into it. Crop, that's cool. 7 pages in though. You're farther than I am, man. I keep adding pages to mine. It's about 40 pages right now total, but it's alright. I'm doing the whole thing without dialogue, so I've had to add some stuff so that the storytelling makes sense without dialogue. What else? Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks for saying hey. You should should have seen Rob. Rob did a stream earlier, and I only caught a few minutes of it myself, but because I was at work. But did like a 4-hour stream working on his latest page. So it's a cool page, though. Is he? If you're still here, oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that one turned out great. They turned off the roofs. I was really happy with that. Got a little David Finch influence going there. But yeah, got the lighting going nice and moody. Is Rob, are you gonna ink like the whole book of Rob's for this new one? Do you know? Or are you just kind of doing it by ear? Oh. What did he do? Well, we don't have to get into it again here. Although I have seen him on there kind of spamming before. And I notice Rob will just kind of ignore it. Oh god, yeah. That comics community drama on YouTube is something else, yeah. There's a lot of channels I'll start interested in and then they get right into that stuff. Some of it's like Comicsgate stuff and some of it's just whiny shit in general. I'm just like, oh, keep me out of that. Block. I don't even want to see it come across my feed. Yeah, it's probably not even worth bringing up, Cruff. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, if it's YouTube comics community drama, it's not even worth mentioning because it's juvenile and stupid. Yeah. I don't even know what Rippaverse is, but I don't even care to look. I don't even want to mention Comicsgate because I don't even want to get in that discussion with people, so I have my opinions about it. I basically just stay away from Comicsgate stuff, so people can speculate why. I don't care. I don't want to discuss that stuff, good or bad. It's just a waste of time. It's like, just draw and talk about comics, man. That's all that matters. That's the fun stuff. Yeah, can get pretty toxic. Well, there's a lot of people, including professionals on YouTube, that do a lot of live streams and are like they're professional comic artists, but they're also professional victims. Despite the fact that they're very successful, they act like they're just these victims of woke culture, and it's like, dude, you're doing better than if you were working for the big companies, so quit whining and just enjoy your success. But there I am, I'm getting into it, and I don't want to talk about it, so back to comics. Speaking of manga, I learned a new genre today. Some artist I follow, she makes a living doing what she calls bunha art, B-N-H-A, and I was like, what is that? It's Boke no Hero Academia, which is, you know, Japanese My Hero Academia. It's got a whole art style genre, apparently. I didn't even know that. I know the characters and stuff, but it's more the art style, which I didn't realize was that specific, but I guess I can kind of see it. But seems kind of boring though, because it's just a bit overdone. But I was curious because she makes more than her day job just doing bunha art, pinups and commissions and stuff. So I was like, whoa. And she's a game, I noticed because she's a game dev like me, and games pay pretty well, but she was making more doing that art on the side. So I was like, whoa, what's she doing? And then that's what it was. I was like, oh my god. But I guess that's sort of like our image of the 90s. It's like the new hotness that everyone wants to copy. Shit, man, it's midnight. I gotta wrap it up. Sucks. I'm like on a roll. Day jobs suck, man. Just want to stay up. I could easily stream for like another 2-3 hours working on this right now because I'm in the vibe. I'm in the zone, but I'll be a complete mess. It's like my commute. For drawings of feet, that's interesting. Hey man, whatever your kink is, I'd draw stuff like that. I don't mind. Hire me to draw some feet for you. Well, I know who they're not commissioning. Rob Leffeldt. Couldn't resist that joke. But yeah, this fucking commute sucks, man. Like, it's not just a long commute, but it's like super fucking busy highway the entire way too, so like you gotta be super alert. You can't just like chill and drive. You gotta be like aware, and it's stop and go. That's so draining. So that's why I need to make sure I'm rested. I can't like half-ass it and drive in like a zombie, so I'll get in an accident. Because that's how everyone else is driving. Which is painfully obvious. Well, with multiple buildings, I just lay out a 1 or 2 points perspective grid, usually. With crowds, probably the same. It would depend on the crowd, but a lot of it would just be using the same thing, perspective, and almost like laying out a whole bunch of cylinders in a scene, you know? Like I have the perspective grid here. Here, let me make a new layer. Like, yeah, the perspective grid here. It's just a 1 point perspective, but then I would just kind of eyeball it. This is how Daniel Warren Johnson does it, and I think it feels a lot more natural. I wish I'd done this on my first page, but you can kind of just eyeball it here for your whole perspective grid. And as you go in, you can just have, you know, like your person here. They all hear that line. You could just put some base characters as a guide and then just start filling in all around them. Just start filling it in, and then you can put in the buildings beside them, you know. It depends. I cheated a little bit on my first page and I used a 3D model, but yeah, that might be cool. I think I might have one too, but yeah, like for example, this page, I did all these buildings like all structured and perfect and everything, and then I had to go in and do all this filler for like the vehicles and the details on the roads and everything, and it just wasn't looking good, so I ended up just freehanding the perspective, and I just kind of went in and eyeballed it all based on that 1 point perspective and drew it all freehand, and it just matches and feels so much better than just rigid stuff. But I don't want to redo all this, just learn as you go. You know, it's like, all right, I learned that lesson this time, on this one, so next time I'll do it that way. But yeah, so that's kind of what I did on this too. All this, and then I have the 3D vehicles in there. But same with this one. This was just all kind of eyeball perspective. Oh, but yeah, I think I gotta save it out and wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of practice and learn to throw straighter lines if you can. You don't want them to be too wobbly, you know, like if you're doing a line, you know, for a building, you don't want to like draw it all slow and wobbly. You gotta be able to like throw it quick, you know. This is, since Chuck's here, he's the one who taught me this stuff. This is like a professional inking technique, you know. If you go slow, it looks all wobbly, but if you just throw it, it's nice and straight. And if you can get used to throwing lines like that, that'll give you the ability to just kind of freehand rule buildings and stuff, and that way they're still not perfect, but it looks better than just the rigid solid lines. All right, cool, Chuck. Yeah, I'm wrapping up here right after this, so catch you later, man. Have a good day. But yeah, Cross, so like Daniel Warren Johnson, for example, if you look him up on YouTube and stuff too, he talks about it a lot, the way he does his backgrounds. They're amazing, but he just freehands them all. He'll sort of sometimes rule out the perspective grid, but a lot of time he just draws it in, and he doesn't rule any of his lines. He just freehands them all for buildings, and he's just kind of really good at getting consistent lines like this, you know. So if you're ever practicing with ink on a page, you know, just kind of sit there and try to draw straight lines next to each other and keep them all the same spacing and the same length. It's really good practice to give you control, and it'll really level up your line work, penciling and drawing, and it'll give you more confidence when you're drawing as well. Or even just make a couple dots and try to meet them, you know, here. Yeah, just grab a blank sheet of paper and do that stuff. Like Chuck, the guy that was here, who just left, he was an inker for Wildstorm Comics a while back, and I used to be his assistant, and he taught me a lot of this stuff. I used to just sit and do a whole page of practicing before he'd let me touch a page or do any work, just warming up and practicing, and it was just stuff like that, you know, doing thick to thin lines. But, you know, a lot of it was just getting used to the control of the pen on the page, so it's literally just doing that, like, you know, a couple dots, meet them, just fill up a whole page of these, like, you know, like, don't do it until stop until the entire page is filled. It might take you like a couple hours, but if you did that even just once a week, it would help a lot. And then you just get a lot more confidence in your line. Same thing, you could try to do, like, if you wanted to do rendering, try to start thick, get thinner as you go along. You know, like, stuff like that, you know, cross-hatching techniques. And that all just comes from, you know, practicing control, you know. This is the most helpful one, is just straight lines, man. Just trying to keep them even. Same length and keep them the same straightness, you know. Don't kill yourself if it's not too straight. But, you know. And I'll do this a lot of time, even now, before I start, because I just feel rusty when I go in, and I don't want to screw up my drawing and waste a bunch of time trying to get started on a page. Because then I can come in and do like line work like this, because I've already lined up, so I can go in here and you know, like little tricks like here, you know, you get these little, oops, little double lines, you know, you could throw a line here, then get another thinner one beside it, which makes it look kind of cool, gives a little form, you know. And you could add some rendering. Yeah. It just makes stuff, you know, link together really nicely, like this stuff, you know, that's what I did here. Even here I could do another one. Oops. Yeah, same here. Oops. Go ahead, turn it here. Yeah, rotate your paper so you're always throwing your line. Like that, so yeah, spend like even a half hour doing that stuff before you start drawing each day, and it'll help your drawing skills and your inking skills. Then you can kind of rule buildings and stuff, or freehand buildings, but or just rough them out and then rule over the top of them too, you know, but don't keep it perfect to the perspective grid, just close. Then throw caution to the wind and just dive in. So, alright. Cool, man. You're probably super warmed up then. Well, unfortunately, like I said, I do have to hit it though. And get to bed, but I appreciate you coming to hang out, man. Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out, Chuck, and Nadius, if you're still listening. You up this weekend? Later, dude, and let's see. Do my outgoing here. Right. Ending. Alright, catch y'all later.